Hey guys, how you doing? This is just something that I made very briefly, quite recently, and it's basically a new way of sending redstone signals, but mechanically using gravity blocks like sand. So if you saw there, the sand fell, and it sent a pulse out. This took me quite a while to get right. Because initially I thought I'd need a counter, but I soon found out afterwards that I could just use a T flip-flop. And anyway, this is what it is, guys. And now let me explain how this works. Basically, we have this water that's flowing here, and when the sand comes down, it breaks the water flow. This causes a block update on this piston here, and this piston is part of a bud switch. So this will send out a pulse to this T flip-flop here, and it'll deactivate this torch, which will activate this torch, sending a pulse through here to our output. Of course, the output would normally be off if it weren't for this loop here. Let me just reset that one as well. Anyway, this sends a quick pulse through here, and sends the quick pulse firstly through that bottom piston, and secondly through this piston here. So it pushes the sand down there into the void. And this is good because it works from any height. It took me ages to come up with this idea, but I finally did. And also, just saying again, that what happens is, after the sand block has been moved, the water starts to flow, which creates yet another block update here, which resets this T flip-flop. That's quite an important step in this whole thing. And also, another important thing to realise is when the T flip-flop is powered like this, it's almost instant when the redstone is removed. Like so. So yeah. Now, just a little experiment. It's got dark, which is pretty nice because you can see all this redstone that goes up to the top here. So just for an experiment, I was thinking, how fast is the mechanical version with respect to the redstone? And I was in fact quite surprised. So if we just come over here, this is for the mechanical and this is for the redstone. So if we just activate that switch, and as you can see, they are actually extremely closely matched, which I thought was quite interesting. Now another thing is, when the sand block is falling, you might not be able to see in this one. Oh, by the way, just to reiterate, there is pretty much no difference between when the signals start up here. So I'm not being biased, basically. But I was wondering what happens if this was larger. Because from what I see anyway, the sand seems to be accelerating even when it hits the bottom. So does sand accelerate forever? That's my question. Does it keep accelerating or does it go to a terminal velocity? Because if it goes to a terminal velocity, then the redstone will always win. However, if it doesn't go to a terminal velocity and it keeps accelerating, then maybe, just maybe, the sand will be able to beat the redstone. The mechanical will be able to beat the electronics. That's all I had to say, guys. I leave this to you to experiment with, and I hope to see you next time. Right, cheers, guys. Bye.